Study Session 3, Nature of the Nigerian Society. Introduction. A constitution is a product of its environment. That is why any meaningful discussion on Nigerian constitutional development must necessarily begin with an analysis and understanding of the major geographical, social, and cultural environments in which Nigerian people live. This analysis will help you to identify why Nigeria and her political leaders have struggled from one constitution to the other, with much influence on the influence of these environmental factors. In essence, therefore, this study session gives a brief examination of the nature of the Nigerian society, taking into consideration the influence of its ecology. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this study session, you should be able to highlight and discuss the major distinguishing features of the Nigerian society and explain various challenges that the Nigerian society is facing in spite of these features. Reflection. There is an agreement among scholars that the Nigerian society is a complex one in nature. This complexity manifests in geographical, cultural, and social factors that sometimes create problems in terms of harnessing her potentials into building the country into a great world power. Geographical factors. Nigeria is located in Western Africa on the Gulf of Guinea and has an area of 923,768 square kilometers. This size makes it the world's 32nd largest country. The most populous country in Africa, Nigeria accounts for approximately 20% of West Africa's people. Going by the 2006 census figures, Nigerian population is estimated at 140 million. The country is broadly divided by geographers into two zones, namely the tropical rainforest area and the savanna zone. The rainforest covers all the three geopolitical zones in the southern part of the country and Benue State, as well as parts of Kwara and Adamawa states and the Federal Capital Territory. The savanna zone covers the rest of the country. I need to tell you that some crucial agricultural produce is found exclusively in each zone, which creates complementarities and interdependence between the zones. Also, the mineral wealth of the country is also spread throughout the zones. For example, in the rainforest area, we have petroleum, coal, salt, limestone, marble, and clay. In the middle belt are found tantalite, tin, coal, uranium, and gold in the savanna area. Also, there is a high degree of interdependence in the location of the mineral wealth of the country. Nigeria's main rivers are the Niger and the Benue that converge and empty into the Niger Delta, one of the world's largest river deltas. These rivers provide ready source of water for irrigation and hydroelectric power system. It should be noted that the vast hinterland in the north depends largely on the seaports in the south for the evacuation of their produce. Cultural factors. These are discussed with reference to nationality groups which make up Nigeria. Up till now, it is not quite certain how many nationalities or ethnic groups are found in the country, but there are estimates that puts the number between a minimum of 250 and a maximum of 400. The variety of customs, languages, and traditions among these ethnic groups gives the country a rich diversity. The largest ethnic groups are the Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo or Igbo, Kanuri, Ijaw, Ibibio, and Tiv. The dominant ethnic group in the northern part of Nigeria is the Hausa Fulani, most of whom are Muslims. The Yoruba people are predominant in the southwest. About half of the Yoruba are Christian and half are Muslims. The predominantly Catholic Igbo are the largest ethnic group in the southeast, with the Efik, Ibibio, and Ijaw comprising a substantial segment of the population in that area. Although the official language in Nigeria is English, Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo are the most widely used Nigerian languages. Let me inform you at this point that there have been differences in the perspectives of the various peoples that make up Nigeria. This has resulted in what is now called ethnicity. Because of language differences, some degree of ethnicity has always been displayed in the way people relate to themselves politically, economically, and socially. The pre-colonial history of Nigerian societies makes it clear that the various ethnic groups did not relate to one another in terms of aggression, but generally maintained friendly relations through trade and social interactions, except when some misunderstanding led to war. Social factors. Emphasis here is on class and social stratification, which distinguishes different categories of people existing in the Nigerian society. Nigerian society does not divide easily into the bourgeoisie, who are the capitalists, and the proletariats, who are the working classes, according to Marxian perspective, because of the admixture of both modernizing capitalist system and subsistent economy. It is more meaningful to apply the following attributes in dividing Nigerians into classes. A. Possessing of knowledge, professional, scientific, and technical. B. Possession of property. C. Possessing of status, not necessarily knowledge or property. D. A certain level of general education. And E. Certain types of occupation. With these attributes, Nigerians can be classified into these rough categories. 1. Traditional rulers, chiefs, and others with ascribed status. 2. The landholders and owners. 3. Industrial or commercial elites, the core of business owners and employers of labor. 4. Intellectual and military elites, including distinguished academics, professionals, senior military officers, senior bureaucrats, and so on. 5. The middle class or quasi-proletariat, including most salaried workers, such as typists, clerical officers, and some technicians. And 6. The masses, including workers, peasants, and the unemployed. From the foregoing, it is clear that Nigeria has great potentials in agricultural, human, and mineral resources. Most of Nigerian constitutions were designed to positively exploit these resources for improvement of the living standard of the Nigerian people. This shall be discussed in detail in subsequent study sessions. Study session summary. In this study session, we discussed the nature of the Nigerian society. In the process, we mentioned the geographical, cultural, and social factors that have contributed to the complexity. End of study session 3. Thanks for listening.